Welcome back to File Under Fire, a wrestling review podcast. Finally, uh, this episode, I think almost killed the podcast. We decided to do all WrestleMania matches, and I think it almost
And we
killed
got
it.
brain worms
Yeah,
from
joining
watching WWE, and we almost died.
joining me as always is Dom
Yep. Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
and Avi.
How do?
Yeah, no, I genuinely I want to keep making that joke because I think it's funny, but yeah, the really what what fucked us up was the holiday, right? Like I mean, we should have known. We record on Sundays, and obviously we had Easter, and people were busy. Shoot, I didn't even get home till like 7:30, 8 o'clock Sunday night, and I was beat by the time I got home. I wanted to like lay down and go to bed. So
Too much
we
Easter egg hunts.
hmm
no too much food really.
Have some ham and some deviled eggs and shit.
Had some barbecue,
Oh man.
some macaroni. Ooh.
Yeah. Got to.
My aunt made monkey bread. That's.
Okay.
Do you know what monkey bread is?
Isn't it like sweet?
Yeah, it's like cinnamon
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good shit.
Yeah, it's good shit. Anyway, yeah, so we are talking three Mania matches that honestly I think we all just liked. Like, there's nothing. I mean, the Dom's match, it is a pretty significantly known match, right? Like, that is like.
Probably the best brother versus brother match ever, huh?
I
What
mean,
about Kane versus Undertaker, Brett?
Damn, no, you're right, dude.
I've
You're
never-
Is that on a
fucking
Mania?
absolutely-
I've never watched. Oh, it's absolute. I think that's a streak match. I've never watched the Briscoes one where they're just like beating the fuck out of each other in a parking lot. But this one technically is a beautiful match. But that's not the one we're getting to first. The one we're getting to first is my match. It is Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle versus Randy Orton from WrestleMania 22 4/2/2006. This I kind of just wanted to bring a Rey match, and what more of a Rey Mania match I think can you have than this one?
Yes, the triumph of Ray.
The
Mhm.
I think it's a super interesting match too from a grand scheme because the crowd knows what's happening. Like, I mean, this is a Chicago crowd who, now I think are pretty notorious for being like fully smarks, but like in 2006, I don't know if they had that same reputation, but I mean, every time Ray gets offense, they're just shitting down his throat. It is, and so much so that like Taz makes note of it on commentary.
Mhm.
And I think, that's
What a bunch of fucking geeks.
dude, but
WWE also loves Shinedown. Big Shinedown.
yeah,
shout
Big
out.
Shinedown. They have a like they show you the Shinedown song at the beginning of this file, and then and then that's the song that is over this video package. Um, Video package all timer, by the way. It has the Randy Orton telling Ray that Eddie's in hell in his RKO NWO style T-shirt.
That must suck. That must have sucked to work as both of these people, like immediately after he died.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing, right? So like
Vicky's there too, man.
Vicky,
So nasty. This is actually a really good one to pick because we can talk about how fucking nasty WWE is.
yeah, like it's they really like, and that's the thing. They used what it was a tragedy in Eddie Guerrero's death to basically be like, okay, well, we're gonna give Ray like his like shining moment, and the whole time, and like I think that's why the crowd is.
Well, yeah, but there's no guarantee they're gonna do that. This is like the one time that actually worked out. It could have been like Triple H Booker T,
Yeah. Where they're
Yeah.
just
or my
assholes.
match,
Oh my God, yeah.
which is not nearly as nasty like in reality, but it is like
I mean, listen, I've always,
cruel booking.
as a kid, I didn't fully understand it, but as an adult, I've always kind of felt nasty of how they used Vicky like beyond this. I didn't like.
Yeah.
as a kid, like I didn't understand it, right? But like as an adult, I'm like, why did they like Vicky was like this on-screen persona. They make her the like eventually they make her the GM and like she's like supposed to be sleeping around with a bunch of wrestlers, but like
Yeah, you gotta go through the humiliation ritual if you're gonna
if you're gonna work for him, I
buckle
guess
at the
so.
teat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it is the I hate the way they treated Vicky. And I'm sure, like I'm not
Nasty.
her. I don't know if she was fine with it or what the case may
Well,
be.
you had kids to feed, man.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they had to feed Dom.
Fine with it or not,
Yeah, I was hungry.
Oh, I was talking about Dominic Mysterio, not you. Is Vicky
No,
Guerrero your mother?
yeah, no, but I was still hungry.
Yeah, that's real. You were how old were you in 2006?
0. What depends on what month?
April?
0.
Oh, fuck. Holy
I'm
shit.
I was in the bar.
I'm a July baby.
I'm also a July baby. That's not the point. Regardless, that is fucking insane that you weren't even alive for this match.
Nope, not at
You're
all.
only alive for one of the matches we're gonna review today. Anyway, um,
hmm
the video package is like it does a very good job of explaining all the story beats, though. I do think that is important. I know Dom, you were joking about how Ray had his damn red contacts in.
Yeah,
Um,
bro, you're 30. You're a grown ass man with a kid, multiple kids. Take that shit out. What are you doing?
it is very funny, and like one of the things I I don't understand why they didn't edit it out because they fully had the opportunity to do so because it's like we're in it's all pre-recorded, right? It's not like they're saying things live, but they keep talking about this match as if it is the main event. It's that we're in the main like you're going to the main event of WrestleMania. You're gonna wrestle Kurt, and so Kurt is the only the champion via like battle royal, which is
Mhm.
super fucking weird.
Well,
Like
Batista had to vacate.
right, but like it does feel weird the way that they like kind of
Kurt is the third wheel. Period. It's
which
totally not in the match, but in the angle.
yeah
In the match, he's
in the,
fucking
in the
King
angle
Kong.
in the angle
Mhm.
no pun intended in the angle he is a means to an end. Yeah, in the match he's fantastic. The match so like once you get to the match proper, Ray comes out.
After 10 minutes of booyaka booyaka,
Yeah, after 10 minutes of bullshit, you finally get to the entrance.
Christian rap rock.
You get to the entrances of with POD performing live, up on top of the stage, and Ray, has the jump out of the stage gimmick, and like it's so funny because he jumps out of the stage, and then immediately like turns around and goes back through like the entranceway. So then he can like I guess they probably have like some stairs or maybe even like an elevator like up to where the band is performing and he like gets behind him, and like comes up there
They
and
made Vicky lift him and carry him.
he's dude, he is like literally he is up on that platform with the band for like 2 seconds. Like he is not even up there long enough like the first time I watched it, I didn't even realize he was up there. I
He
realized it
looks awesome though. He
he
has that huge
the
like headdress
yeah,
thing
it
on.
looks great. This is like the all time like probably an all-timer look. Um, I will say if you ever want a very big laugh, go listen to the POD Booyaka theme on 2 times speed. It,
Booyaka.
it
Sorry.
Booyaka 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 Booyaka. Dude, it's so fucking funny. Um,
Their
Booyaka.
Wikipedia article has like a whole paragraph about there was a controversy about one of their songs says fuck. And there's like that's the controversy section of their Wikipedia
that's
page. It's so
very
funny.
dude. That's so funny considering some people's controversy section.
Yeah.
Like imagine going to Vince McMahon's controversy section and like the worst thing that POD ever did was say fuck.
Vince Neil from Motley Crue. That's the all-time goat.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to know. That's probably
Controversy.
probably longer than the rest of his Wikipedia. um, I did really laugh at them saying that this was Rey Mysterio's great friends POD. Ray just hanging out with the members of POD, just broing it up. They come over to his house for dinner.
Possible.
Yeah, having fun together.
He's a big Christian dude, right?
Am
I making that up? He seems like the. Never mind.
He has like the rosary.
He's the cross.
Yeah, he has the
and
like
everything.
rosary cross thing on his chest.
I feel like I've heard
assume
that
so.
before. I've seen some tweet where he talks about it. I don't know. Could be wrong.
So I watched this Saturday night, or Sunday night, sorry, instead of watching Mania, and so as Randy Orton comes out here to the better of his two themes, I wrote.
Oh, that's a great theme.
I wrote in my notes, this dude wrestled fucking Joe Hendry tonight. Obviously, this was Sunday, but
that sucks.
Dude.
That's really bad.
Wasn't it supposed to be somebody else?
It was gonna be Kevin Owens, right?
Yeah. He's supposed to be. That was the thing. He was supposed to wrestle Kevin.
That might have been good. Randy Orton's awesome.
Yeah.
He looks incredible here too. Other than the worst tribal tattoos of all time, but like, he looks amazing.
Yeah, like he's, it is the worst tribal tattoos of all time, but this is also 2006 where
he's always around.
Well.
90.
He's always around other giant people, so you fail to realize that he's like 6'5". He's fucking massive.
Yeah.
And he's swole here too.
I love steroids.
I guarantee you said you were in the bar earlier in 06. I'm sure every dude in that bar beside you probably had the same style tribal tattoo.
I honestly, and this is very fitting for wrestling, but like even by 06, like Goldberg was rocking that shit in like 97. Like even by 06, it was like, oh, get a load of this guy's tribal tats. I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's just where I was.
Maybe it was just you being like what 20, 21.
But wrestling is what always 5 years or so behind in terms of like what's actually cool and hip.
We did.
Is Randy Orton from Florida?
No, he's from St. Louis, Missouri.
Ah.
Or at least that's where I think that's where he was born. I don't know if he.
Yeah, I'm sure he moved around a lot.
Yeah, like nowadays, I think he's billed out of like Nashville because I think that's where he lives.
That makes sense too.
But yeah, I think he like was born here. That's because they would always make a big deal of him coming home when he came to St. Louis. I do love, like we talked about Kurt Angle, like being like kind of the third wheel in the angle here, but like I love the Kurt Pyro here when he's like gets in the ring and he's doing his like arms out like spin and you have like the rotating pyro above the ring. Dude.
Yeah.
Like
he's like a rabid dog here, man.
Oh,
through the entrance and everything. He's like so red and he's like
comes out straps down, puts straps up to wrestle. Next level guy, man. Like that is batshit insane.
This is one of my favorite Angle performances I've seen.
Dude, he's
fucking nuts in this match.
He's a scary, crazy man.
He just kills the shit out of both of them for
the match.
9 minutes.
I do like the cage match review. Like, there's a cage match review of this match that says like this match looks like it was a match that was supposed to have like double the time, but it got cut. And so, but they didn't want to cut anything from the match, so they just did everything.
To me, it felt like they just chopped off the front half and went straight to a closing stretch. This match is all closing stretch.
Yeah, but and like
it's
because maybe it's the speed with which they do it. But.
It starts with like immediate heat, right? Like you get Randy, like I don't remember who the ref was, but the ref like holds up the title, for the hard cam, and Randy kind of just walks up and like puts his head like right in front of the hard cam, looking up at it, which is all-timer shot, and he grabs the belt and immediately like decks Kurt with it, which and like so smart.
That was awesome. That shit
Yeah,
was smooth as fuck.
he he does it so well. They ring the bell. Now Ray immediately like goes after Randy, and like they they do a lot of stuff. Kurt like it's
They
Kurt
do a lot of stuff.
Kurt dude Kurt gets knocked out with the belt, and then Ray and Randy have an exchange where like Ray goes for a crossbody and Randy drop kicks him, and then Kurt immediately comes back in the ring and then it hits a German like almost immediately, and then there's some more back and forth, and then Kurt hits the double German.
He does the strong BJ spot. He does the strong. He does. Yep.
Dude,
That was
he
And Ray takes an
oh
insane bump on that double German.
dude, he launches like Ray jumps for that German more than I think any human has ever done before. Like he literally like was in one corner and lands in the opposite. Like he is insane. And then Taz on commentary here says, quote, not to put myself over, but I used to be the human suplex machine, and I ain't ever seen nothing like that. And I thought that was very funny that like
That's one of the best to ever do it on
Taz
commentary.
Taz on commentary saying, not to put myself over here.
Yeah, not to put myself over.
What a dude.
He also referred to the match in a way I've never heard anyone talk about a match. This match is only 4 minutes old so
Yeah.
far. And then he says it twice somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know if the mic fucked up somehow.
He does say it twice, and I wonder, like, he says it twice in almost the exact same inflection, and so
Like a video game.
yeah, it felt like it was in a video game almost.
Well, this is a video game ass match, man.
Yes, it
They're going
is.
crazy style.
Like you said, Kurt is insane. He hits a belly to belly to Randy, and then like Ray comes over, he rams Kurt's head into Randy's dick, which is like that's
big pop.
Yeah, and then he hits a huge Rana on Randy, but then Kurt, like as soon as he gets up from the Rana, Kurt grabs him and like does the like baseball slide on him like out of the ring.
Oh, he's like DJ Jazzy Jeff getting fucking thrown out of
yeah,
by
like
Uncle Phil.
yeah, but but Ray does like the little stomach little
yeah, it's
dolphin.
like he's on a water slide. He goes flying on that too.
So it's such a funny
full speed.
Mm-hmm. And it's like this is the thing of like, usually in a triple threat you get it a lot of times where like guys will pair off, one goes out, other guy comes in, do it some more, and like you just kind of rotate until you get into the final stretch. Mm-hmm. This does that, but without like the pairing part. You get like 2 moves, guy comes back in, cut off, back to it, and it, like you said, it is kind of just a finishing stretch from the start. I love that, like, the way they do the kind of ref distractions is with the third guy. So
oh yeah, but that one of those is one of the most unnecessary, again, humiliation ritual. Why is Ray visually tapping, dude?
Yeah. Like
my thought, because I watched this with some of our great friends, and the only thing I could figure was, well, they want to make Angle come out of it looking strong.
Yeah,
because he doesn't really factor in the finish, and he's not really a factor in the angle, but he doesn't lose either.
But I mean, how long is Kurt in WWE after this? It's not super.
I have no idea.
I'm loading up his cage match now. Yeah, no, he goes to TNA in 06. So like, granted, it's not until November, but I mean, like he's not long in the tooth in WWE. This is before they put him on ECW. um, yeah, this is like it's I don't know. It's kind of a crazy place for him to be, but they they do like they I don't know why they need to do it. The way they get to the ankle lock is kind of neat. Um,
Yeah. I
so
always like how Kurt counters shit into ankle locks. I always think it's fun.
so he goes to so Ray goes to hit the 619, but Kurt just like catches his foot and puts on the ankle lock, which I thought is like super cool. You know, why don't more people just try and catch the 619? Like it's a very logical, of course you would do this in wrestling thing. Um, but they hit it no problems. And like you said, it's the paying, public humiliation thing. Randy gets up on the chair or gets up on the apron with a chair and distracts the ref, and Ray starts tapping, but like finally like Randy gets in, cuts off, and then Kurt suplexes Randy. Then he
He
suplexes
eats them up. He
he
eats them
Yeah.
up.
suplexes Ray, who like Ray does like the full like flip to the stomach bump off the German, which I love when guys do that. And then
I kind of prefer head drops, but it still looks cool.
I mean, yeah, head drops are obviously way cooler, but like I think it's nice when you have the right athletic guy that like really sells that you're getting launched. And I think Ray does
That's
that for
true.
all of the suplexes he takes in this match.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that
I
visual a
agree.
lot too. Of somebody just being hurled through the air.
And then like Kurt angle slams Ray out of the ring, gets the ankle lock on Randy. Now Ray pulls the ref out and like hugs him, which was kind of weird as like Randy taps. So you still get like both of them tapping. And
Yeah, both of them tap to Angle, and he suplexes them. There's a
Yeah,
very
he beats
funny
the shit
line
out of him.
later that killed me, where Taz says, "I've lost track of how many suplexes Angle has done," and Michael Cole goes, 17,000 fans in the.
yeah. That killed me. It was like
For a second, I was like, "Damn, Michael Cole's got jokes," but then I realized he's not actually
they
answering the question
yeah, I
because
heard
he
that
did hit
same
17,000 suplexes,
I
and
did
he tapped both of them.
I did hear that part, and I thought I also like bit on the same thing. I thought it was gonna be 17. He's thrown 17,000. But I think this also sells more to the video game commentary bullshit, which is that like Taz asks like basically proposes a
He's
question
not even
and
responding.
doesn't respond, just plugs. Yeah. um.
17,000 too. They'd be embarrassed by that now
Yeah. Exactly. Oh yeah. That
for Mania.
you need at least 85,000 fans in
Yeah.
attendance. Yeah. Whether it's real or not, whether the stadium actually allows 80,000 people. Uh, they it doesn't matter, you know. They get the tap out both. But Ray, I do love that Ray like hits like the leg leg drop like on him like to break up the pin or the ankle lock, and then I this is when Ray he goes to do a like is this where he goes to do the 619? Yeah.
Oh, and he
He
slips.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so Randy like goes up to the top rope. Kurt hits a like belly to belly off the top rope, which we do not need to miss because that once again insane. And then yeah, Ray runs on the apron and he's gonna try and do like a 619 while holding on to the ring post and like do it around, and he just slips, like his hands slip, and somehow
He saves it great
some way he lands on his feet. I have no
because he's Rey
idea.
Mysterio.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio with knees. somehow he does not eat total fucking shit here.
How funny would that have been though? If he just fucking flew into the barricade and died. Not literally, but
I mean, it would like you just got to think too. Like they don't get a ton of time for what is a world championship match. You
had to get that 3-minute boogeyman match in there.
you don't get a ton, so you don't get a ton of time for the match. He's the guy that's going over, and like the idea that he just tries to do this spot, slips off, and like conks himself out on the damn guardrail, and they like and then you have young Randy and like pilled out Angle, and they gotta figure out what the fuck to do. And like the whole time, the ref's probably just barking at him, like, "Oh yeah, you got 3 minutes left."
Speaking of the ref, I think it's so funny. It's Charles Robinson here.
Okay, yeah,
I think it's so funny every time I see him that Charles Robinson just like stayed, kept the little Nate hair
yeah.
forever.
He is forever and
Like
always Lil Nate.
that's such a wrestling like carny thing to do. He had an angle in WCW like how many years before this? And he's
Fuck.
still rocking the Ric Flair hair. It's so
Yeah,
funny to me.
it is very funny. I mean, even listen, it is 2025. He is still an active referee and still looks like this.
Wow. Shout out.
I mean, granted,
Respect him like Randy Anderson.
on a
Mhm.
real respect Charles Robinson because he still looks great. Like he looks damn near the same now as he does in this match, which is bravo to you, sir. Um, yeah, that is funny. I always think about that, about him being Lil Nate, because he told a story about taking the elbow drop from Macho Man, and
Oof.
Macho Man like dropped it pretty hard, and he like broke a rib and like punctured his lung. And that was like his
Damn.
he like
That
didn't
sounds awful.
yeah, he hadn't taken a whole lot of bumps, and that was like, he got that, and he was like, yeah, all right. That was like mid Lil Nate thing.
Savage
Um,
is so awesome. We almost had a couple of different Savage matches for this
yeah,
podcast here that didn't make it, but Randy Savage, a WrestleMania MVP for certain.
for certain. I'm sure if we make it to next year's WrestleMania, we'll probably do another one. Um, I don't know. That's for next year. um, he so he slips on the apron, and then he like lands on his feet, and then immediately kind of just like jumps up and still kicks like Kurt right in the head. Like
Yeah, he
still,
saves it. I think he saves it really well.
yeah. Like if it wasn't so obvious what he was trying to do before, and he was just able to start on the floor and do the kick up, no one would think of it as anything wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
Even
If
still, like if you're complaining about something like that, I'm sure I didn't get deep into the cage match reviews because what are they going to say about it?
Mhm.
Who cares? I did peep the score, but I'm sure they said it needed more time,
yeah,
which is psychotic to think about any wrestling match ever. But I mean, like if you sometimes I think wrestling fans need to just tap in on real sports a little.
yeah,
And it's so different now than that. So I think it's, there are a lot of wrestling fans that are also sports fans, but just not necessarily like attracting sports fans. But like sometimes John Morant like boofs a dunk, that's
yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
Like getting pissed off about botches and stuff is stupid.
As a podcast I've grown really fond of, Effectively Wild, which is a baseball podcast. One of their hosts says that baseball is a game of failure.
It
You are
is.
you are either
You're
failing
great if you get, yeah.
you are either failing at hitting the ball, or you are failing at pitching the ball past the guy who's trying to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's
Great
Yeah,
way
the
of putting
famous
it.
cliche is that like if you fail 7 out of 10 times, you're a great hitter.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, it's not like he saves it amazing. He he like hits the little kick and gets him in. Is this? Yeah, so he hits a senton, and then he hits like a double stomp, which was kind of crazy to see in like out of Ray in '06, and then he does like the bridge pin. Kurt kicks out of that. Kurt, by the way, is already kicked out of the RKO too. I forgot to
Mhm.
mention that.
Fuck your move, bro.
Well,
And
they had it out for that because Orton's knee was hurt, and so it took him a second to slide over for the pin.
yeah,
Oh.
So it wasn't like he hit it and then he kicked out immediately. There was like they had that little beat where
Mm-hmm.
it took a second for Orton to kind of scooch over and cover him.
Gotcha.
and so Kurt like Randy like gets Kurt out, hits the reverse neckbreaker on Ray for a 2 count, and then he's sizing him up for the RKO. Kurt runs in, hits the angle slam, and then he's trying to go to Ray for the angle slam. Ray hits an arm drag, takes Kurt out of the ring, and then he like does the drop kick for Randy, sets him up on the rope. 619 West Coast Pop, 3 count for the win. And like even though like I said like the crowd was kind of shitting on him when he like cuz they knew the match was obvious, right? Like, especially
Oh, what? Have some joy in your life, you miserable pricks.
they do.
Mhm.
It's
They
Rey
they
Mysterio.
do cheer for him when he wins.
Why were they booing him in the whole match?
Cuz they knew they even said on
Because they're so
commentary.
smart. They have to show everybody how smart they are instead of actually enjoying the thing that they probably paid $1,000 in 2006 to go fucking watch.
They
Yeah.
said it on commentary, and like it was a part of the angle, which was that Randy had made the point that Ray was a charity case, blah 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 blah, because like it was so painfully obvious, right? Ray comes out at 1 in the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble, which I've watched that Royal Rumble, and it
Yeah,
like
but why are you talking about, oh, they gave him a Royal Rumble win? What about he lasted like he won the Rumble from 1?
I think I don't want to take the time to fact check it, but I'm pretty sure that probably still stands to this day of like longest time in a Rumble.
Charity case. That's that like fourth wall, half in, half out. Oh, they gave you a Rumble win because of Eddie. Eat shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's fake. So what are you even doing out here? I mean, why are you even arguing about it?
Why are you cutting a promo right now, bro? What do you mean?
You telling him you're going to beat him. Anyway, who
Oh,
cares?
Mhm.
It is an awesome match. Uh,
It is. It is.
I tweeted like 2 days ago, and I just said that I've never said a match should be longer. This obviously, I mean, it should have had a little more time for the Ray coronation, and I think maybe any combination of these three guys that's not a three-way would probably have been like better. But it
yeah,
still rocks.
I think so. I mean, it is like
It's really fun. That's me just doing like booking shit. Just watching a match. This shit rips. It's like a great TV match.
mhm. How long does it? Hold on, I'm trying to find out how long this match actually got.
It's like 9.5 minutes.
That's a good length.
Yeah, it's 9 minutes and 25 seconds, which is a total 25 seconds more than the women's WWE women's title match
Yeah.
with
How long did Triple H get?
Triple H. Well, Triple H was in the actual main event for
Yeah.
the WWE title, and it was Cena going over Triple H after 22 minutes and 11 seconds.
Okay.
If you
It's
cut
not horrendous.
if you cut 5 minutes off of that match and gave it to this three-way, so much better. Also, once again, to the point of like the main event of WrestleMania, there was a match in between this match and the WWE title match, which was a Playboy pillow fight between Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle.
Yeah, well,
That
WWE was on the cutting edge of
that
words
took
mean nothing, and you can just lie, and it's
that counted like that's
whatever.
counted as a 4 minute match by cage match, which means there was 4 minutes where they sat there and hit each other with pillows. God, fucking guy, yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, divorced from all that though, I mean, it's 10 minutes it's fun 10 minutes, and it's really fun. Like even if you're not super high on, I can't imagine anyone is not super high on Ray. Even like the most dumbest, most slobbering moron understands Ray Mysterio.
Hmm.
But if you're not high on Angle or Orton, this is like one of the coolest versions of Angle,
Yeah, I
where
like
he's just a robot, a killer robot.
he is like I said, like I made the joke obviously that he was like this is pilled out era Angle, and I know he like isn't super fond. Like he's talked pretty publicly that he's not super fond of uh what he was at this time period. As a wrestler though, batshit insane. Like he is insane, going crazy every chance he can get, and that is
Almost every match he's in. I watched like a match off a DVD of him versus Eddie, WrestleMania 21.
oh yeah.
Rest in peace. Even before that, I mean that was before this match. I mean, he still looked crazy. His fucking pupils were dilated and shit.
This match is like he's like if you know when you get the fucking star in Mario,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it gets the fucking star in Mario, and it lasts for 10 minutes exactly.
Kurt Angle might
And
be the
he's
most,
just on,
yeah,
He
he
gets
might
the
be the
he's
most
just a
pitbull
bulldozer.
wrestler ever. Both the rapper, artist, and the dog.
Lovely. Yeah, fun match.
fun
One
very
of I think 2 good matches on this show. The Money in the Bank off this Mania is also really good, and I recommend.
Yeah, that you even said that was almost your match, which we can
Yeah, it's really fun. Ric Flair takes us some fucking unadvisable bumps.
which
Good.
Oh,
kind
man.
of parlays one of the guys that's in that match that is in your match, which
Indeed.
we are going to talk about next. It is JBL versus Finley from WrestleMania 24, 3/30/2008. Writing down the dates, by the way, for all these matches made me realize how late this year's Mania really was.
I think it's the latest one ever.
Like it really, like like I said, the first one's the first weekend in April, and you have last weekend in March, and then Dom's match is like second to last weekend in March. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty insane. This match,
To me, Mania is a March thing. I don't know how long it has not been, and I am also again like very old. But I think of March. Maybe that's just because the first one that I
I mean,
really was like super into was
I mean
the Austin
you're
Michaels.
you're pretty right. Like historically, when you look at it, like it is either like late March or beginning of April, like roughly.
Yeah.
Sometimes like that varies. Like it may go like a couple weeks later or something like that, uh, or like a week after, just because of how the weekends fall. But usually it's around that time period. And then this year, for some reason, it was like the second to last weekend of the month. I don't know why. And it was on Easter weekend too, which is such a weird,
Oh,
like
I thought
weird.
they were gonna bring out Vince and do a He Is Risen.
Yeah, yeah. You
Oh, that would
mentioned
have
that.
fucking been awful.
Yeah.
Um,
He is risen. Here is this cocksucker.
fun fact, by the way, the theme for WrestleMania 24 was both "Light It Up" by Rev Theory and "Snow" by Red Hot Chili Peppers. In case you were
All right.
wondering, this match is
Well,
the
snow is appropriate. It's appropriate that this happens in Florida
yeah
as well.
yeah
Very fitting setting for
Yeah.
this venue looks awesome. The Earth of Citrus Bowl looks
yeah, it
crazy
looks
good.
crazy. This match is a Belfast brawl, which I think just
I love
means
that
it's
too. I love when they just make up like
just
a match type
yeah.
based on one, like the Steiners Quebec province rules match.
It's just a like it's just a street fight without like calling it a street fight. And
Yeah.
but I also appreciate that it's not called a street fight because one of the biggest things I hate in wrestling is when people show up to a street fight in gear. So we've curved
Damn.
that by
Has Finley ever worn the jeans? Did he
uh
ever wear the jeans in like a WCW
oh
CTE Classic hardcore match?
there's no way he didn't. Is he in like any of
Finley
those?
in the jeans would be
with like Finley
Damn, I gotta stop thinking about
in the
that.
jeans with the mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so this the angle for this match is so fucking stupid. We have to talk about it. So
Another perfect example of WWE for WrestleMania week. Another one
um,
that we're getting all sides here.
this is the based around the Vince's illegitimate son angle, which Dom, how much do you know about the illegitimate son angle?
I know it sucks,
It does suck. That is true.
and that I mean, I know that it was gonna be Mr. Kennedy, Mr. whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
it was supposed to be Mr. Kennedy. So yeah, I didn't
But
even.
Literally,
the steroids.
legitimately one of the worst wrestlers of all time, Mr.
But
Kennedy.
like,
Sorry, Dom.
see,
He's not. He's really no. He's really not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but see,
Continue.
like at least nothing like not to say one thing or another about Ken Kennedy or Ken Anderson's wrestling ability,
It's terrible. He sucks fucking ass.
but at least that makes
Dom's
He's
more.
gonna
so
cry.
boring.
At least that
No, he
makes
is
more
so
fucking
boring.
sense. At least if it's Ken Kennedy, that makes sense. Because
Yeah, as Vince McMahon's son.
right, instead of
Yeah.
fucking Hornswoggle.
Just a vapid moron.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It has Kennedy, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. It can all
And
make it all sense.
Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle is one of the worst names ever, and it's made even worse by the fact that before that he had one of the best names ever.
What was his name before that?
Before he was Hornswoggle, do you know, Dom?
No.
He was called the Little Bastard.
That is amazing, actually.
And then they did one of those things where they just started calling him Hornswoggle, and it was like, Stalin style.
Mhm.
Again, way ahead of the curve in American politics. Just create your own reality. But they just like stopped calling him Little Bastard and started calling him Hornswoggle, and acted as if he had always been called Hornswoggle.
So they bring. I don't know why. I only watched the video package. I did not fucking delve too far deep into it. But for some reason, Vince and JBL are in a cage. Finley brings out Hornswoggle, and then Vince whips Hornswoggle, and
His son.
yeah, as
He
his
beats him in
son,
the ring.
beats him as his
Yeah.
son, has to discipline him, whatever. And then for some reason, somehow Finley gets handcuffed to the cage. I don't know when it happens, but then like JBL starts beating when I say like Vince was beating beating Hornswoggle, he has his belt and he's like like thwapping him on the ass, right? Bad,
Mhm.
but like in the grand scheme, like it's probably happened to 90% of the people that will listen to this podcast, or at least they've at least been swatted with the hand or something, right? Like they maybe haven't got the belt, but like
Yes, but don't do that.
don't do that. Don't abuse your kids.
Official file under fire position. Don't hit children.
Yeah,
But this is not a child, but still gross.
still gross. But
JR thinks he's a kid. He keeps calling
JBL,
him Little Hornswoggle.
JBL,
Yeah.
bro, JBL beats the dog shit out of Hornswoggle. He fucking takes him to town. And
Well, in storyline, they said that he had like a brain bleed and like a
Hornswoggle?
spinal trauma. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
which is I think maybe why JR is like playing it so serious and
Yeah.
somber. It might just be that this whole thing totally sucks.
I mean,
There's
that
no
is
good way to do it, but
and so then after that, like JBL, like Vince is forcing JBL to apologize because that is his son. And JBL says, "I'm sorry, but I have to tell you he's not your son. I have it on
and in the soap opera ass,
I
your
have
turn, my turn,
I have it on
halting.
very good advice," is how he says it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not your son.
Yes.
Pause. Just the
And then I guess somehow
Sub Days of Our Lives
they out that
stuff.
Hornswoggle is actually Finley's son, and that
I fucking hate Hornswoggle.
Finley and Hornswoggle were trying to play Vince McMahon, is how they like phrase all of this. And then
Well, fuck him. He's a billionaire, first of all.
at this
Is he a
point,
billionaire? Probably not.
at this point,
But he is a rapist. Fuck him.
I wrote, could you imagine if Hornswoggle, like tagged with like one of Finley's like legitimate kids, like what's the one that's in NXT's name? Brogan?
Oh,
I don't know why
Goodness,
I'm asking.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm asking you fucking too. Sorry, my bad, guys.
Stupid name. That's a stupid.
I know
stupid name.
Schrodinger's wrestler David Finley.
Yeah,
That is half of the world insists is great and half the world insists he fucking sucks. But I'm never gonna open the box and find out.
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, God of War taught me against that
But
stuff.
but I'm just like, I just thought that would be funny of like Hornswoggle in like 2025 like tagging with one of Finley's actual sons. I don't know why that'd be so fucking funny to me, but it would. So Finley, or JBL comes out first in the limo, then we get the video package, and then Finley comes out.
And just to be clear, I did not pick this because of this stupid bullshit to make fun of it.
No, you picked it because
this match is
it's a crazy fucking
awesome.
match.
This is a very that's really.
We should talk about that instead because this shit is awesome.
One thing I want to mention before we get into the match review, I absolutely adore and love Finley's boots. It's such a weird, like he has the only boots that I am like obsessed with, but the little little thing that goes around the eyelets of the boots and like is one continuous thing. I love it. I love it. It's always in different colors. It always looks great. Yeah, Finley, all-timer guy, obviously, but his boots, perfect for me.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know why? Okay, so have you ever heard the whole thing? His CM Punk Hornswoggle not friends anymore. I mean, like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? But it's just funny. He doesn't like him anymore. It's because he fucking. I think he tried to get Haley Williams off him. Haley Williams, lead singer of Paramore, also out of your league. Fuck you, guy.
Hornswoggle or CM Punk?
Hornswoggle tried to get the number through CM Punk because they're friends.
CM Punk's friends with Haley Williams? That's even a weirder one.
Yes.
I mean, shoot your shot.
I mean, yeah, I can't blame Hornswoggle for that.
Wait,
for
how
being
old was she?
I don't know. I think
that's important.
I mean, it does.
I'd imagine there's probably a gap
He's
there.
Still much younger than Hornswoggle.
It does depend on the year. It does depend on the year. Hornswoggle's 38.
Now?
Currently, yes.
Okay, so this was 17. I'm so bad at math.
And Haley Williams is 36, so it's only a 2-year age gap.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
damn, that's so fucking funny.
Hornswoggle.
That is.
With your shitty piercings, bitch.
I do.
Well, he gets his.
Stay away from her. Get a job.
Swoggle.
I mean, you can't blame him.
Anyway, they beat the shit out of each other.
They beat the shit out of each other.
And like, if you took out the weapon stuff, this would be like an all-time brawl.
Dude, if you took out the weapon stuff,
if you had a little blood.
Oh my god, I so wanted him to get color. Oh my god, I understand why they didn't.
Well, they were trying.
I understand why they didn't. It's the opener. I'm sure Vince was like, "No, you can't bleed," but like. And also, they're two kind of like old school dudes. You know, you can't get color early on the show because if a guy is going to get color later, it's going to take away from. I get it. But man, for all the fucking hard shots they do with metal, one of them should have at least had not even. You don't have to like full blade job, but at least a little poke. You know, at least a little dribble, something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they still. I mean, I said this talking to our friends too. I can't remember many matches I've seen where I have felt bad for Fit Finley.
Is this one of them?
Where I have felt sorry for Fit Finley.
I
But
mean,
he
these are
he's
two.
concussed crazy by the end of this.
These are two
That's what I
dudes
wanted
that
to
stiff
ask.
the fuck out of each other.
Do you think that matches like these are just guaranteed minor concussions for both parties?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm sure they're fully in agreement backstage.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
hell,
Maybe
how
in
many people are
costumes,
there?
yeah.
The Citrus Bowl, Mania opener, two
Yeah,
guys
fair.
who take pride in
Reported
their job.
attendance according to Cage Match. So this is probably a gimmick number, but it is 74,635.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna lay them in.
yeah, for sure. So they start the match off with JBL like immediately like booting Finley. They go out to the outside. He like goes to whip Finley into the ring steps. Finley reverses it, throws JBL like and him back into the ring, and then he goes back out, gets under the ring, and immediately grabs like a couple trash cans and kendo sticks, which we will not really need until later.
Mhm.
But it's important that he gets them out now, which I think is
Got to get it out of the way, so
yeah,
so you can get to the damn fucking part. Yeah.
yeah. He gets in the ring. JBL already standing up, whacks him straight in the head with a trash can. It is important we point out here. Every time I say he gets hit in the head, it is unprotected. All right, these are two guys that are never gonna put their hands up. All right, they're just gonna fucking take it, and they don't care. So he whacks him with the trash can. Then he has the trash can lid. And then the cookie sheet hits them all of them with those in the head. Then grabs them short lariat, and then he goes out, grabs the ring steps, and he like throws them over the top rope and into the ring, and the steps land perfectly like down in the ring, like they would be set up. And because of how WWE like has their ring steps, they have the little posts that go into the bottom set. And the one corner, the post shoots down into the mat and puts a hole in the mat, which I
I
like.
did not notice that. Wow.
Dude,
I didn't notice that either.
I couldn't stop looking at it.
And I watched this motherfucker a couple of times. It's awesome.
Yeah, he like, and it is. So, you see the ref like go over and like look at the like the steps, and he
Massive
like kind
hole
of
in the
pulls them
fucking
up.
ring.
Yeah, it's not massive. It's probably about the size of like a quarter, or maybe like a little bigger.
No wonder I didn't fucking notice it.
Maybe no, it's maybe it's bigger than that. Okay, maybe it's bigger than a
I
quarter.
was just focused on like how he almost didn't get him over, and they look heavy as shit. And I was
Yeah.
like very impressed.
Yeah,
that
he
got it over the top rope in the first go
Yeah, he had to
because
use
it
his
was
fucking knee on
close.
that bitch. Ugh.
Yeah, and you could tell they were heavy as hell.
and so like he gets back in the ring, sets him up, but Finley backdrops him, and then I think is it I didn't write any like I assume I didn't write this down properly, but I assume Finley is the one that like now wraps like a cookie sheet around JBL's head,
Those
and then
things are fucking loud.
Yeah, I
and
don't
then
know. They were waylaying each other.
and then he punches him with the cookie sheet on his head.
That was him probably realizing, like, I already wailed on him way too hard twice. I'm just gonna fucking work this one.
And he like stomps his hand. Now he JBL gets the shillelagh. And then this is where Swoggle gets in, grabs the kendo stick, and whacks him in the leg with the
No, I
kendo
think he
stick.
gets him in the back. I think that's where that.
Or does he?
welt was
Oh
from
yeah,
later.
I guess he does hit him in the
He
back.
had a huge welt. Also, JBL, this is awesome. He like bangs the shillelagh off the steps so you can hear how solid it is.
Yeah, I mean it's a
as soon as he
solid
did
piece
that,
of
I was
wood.
like, how do you work that?
Yeah.
You
I
don't.
know. I
Make
think
it not
that's
right.
JBL legitimately being like, check this out. Like, this is
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna hit him with
sniffing each
this
other,
fucking
brother.
thing.
yeah.
Um, they they do this so expertly, and he drops the shillelagh after he gets whacked, and Finley picks it up, hits JBL in the face, and like he like JBL is dead weight, and he goes in
He's
like
big and fat,
he
JBL. That's
grabs him,
awesome.
put him in the ring, puts the trash can on his head, and then stomps him with it. Now Finley goes out, gets a table, sets it up in the corner, and then they both reverse Irish whips, and then they go into the opposite corner. And then Finley hits a clothesline, and JBL rolls out and
And it
whacks.
I, probably doesn't have to be said because you could say it after like every move, but like he smokes the shit out of him with the clothesline.
He
Mm-hmm.
after he rolls out, he like whacks Swoggle, and then like Finley like runs out after him and like rams his head off the announce table. Now
That's
gets
real
it.
healing right there.
Finley gets in the back in the ring. JBL goes to the other side. Finley goes for a dive, and JBL wraps this fucking trash can lid around Finley's head on this dive. If you you want to talk about
This
moments,
dive.
you want to talk about
Wow.
moments that gave him concussion, it's this.
No, but me and Dom were talking about this, man. It's
That
not
landing is definitely worse, huh?
yeah.
Ah,
Like the trash can shot is stiff, but like he eats complete shit.
well, yeah, because
Face first.
he's just fucking dead weight, boom. Like he doesn't put his hands out, nothing. Like he's kind of like
Yeah, it's
Peter
actually
Griffin style.
impressive. Yeah, he Peter Griffin Family Guy dives and dies.
so
He gains so much speed so fast in the air. He goes, oh, just
and
fucking boom.
I don't
Hits
think
all
And
of the floor
the sound of
immediately.
the
Yeah,
lid is crazy too, and the
and
sound of
it's
his
so
face
funny.
hitting the floor is crazy.
It's so funny too because I don't think of Finley as a dive guy, but like if he doesn't take the trash can lid, this is such a good dive. You know what I mean? Like it looks like he's done it a billion times. So JBL gets him back in the ring, gets a 2 count, and then I wrote he target locks a trash can onto Hornswoggle.
Yeah, it's the Tenryu aimbot, dude.
Yeah,
it is the funniest thing I think I've ever seen.
It's so good.
and
Just,
then
just
And
a
it
real quick
almost
fuck
it like
you.
it's you almost can't tell if that was planned or not.
yeah, if he was like trying to just like throw it at him to like scare him, or if he was like trying to actually like knock him out, basically like take him out.
Because he smoked with it.
It's so funny. Uh, hits Finley with the unprotected shot of the trash can. Uh, he goes for the clothesline from hell, but then Finley grabs the trash can and whacks JBL with it. And then he uh he hits is this like a I'm blanking on like if this is a Finley finisher, but the best way I can describe it is he hits like a rolling Samoan drop.
Oh, the Finley roll, yeah.
Yeah.
That was his finisher in WCW. I don't know what it
Mhm.
was in
I,
WWE. I was pretty checked out during this period. As you can imagine, I was 21 and they were doing shit like this.
this is like right
So I
They
was
thought that
watching
shit
ROH
the,
DVDs and stuff.
this is like right
I wasn't really
before
fucking
or
with
like
this.
right around the time I got into wrestling. So like or no, this is after I got into wrestling. Around the time I got into wrestling was probably like right after that Ray match.
Yeah.
The Ray match from that I picked this week.
Yeah, that Ray Eddie. Or this week?
Yeah, this week.
That one's before this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Ray Eddie one is yeah, and then the Ray
Yeah.
Kurt Randy is 2 years before this one.
Yeah.
By the time of this JBL and Finley match, I had also because this is 2008. This is around the time I'd already started to check back out because Boogeyman scared me, and so
that's fucking.
I checked out
hilarious
because he was
for you.
scaring the hose, dude.
So
I checked out because I didn't care about wrestling.
yeah,
Simple.
like I
Because you were 2 or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't care about anything besides maybe like I don't know Thomas the Train or something. Or
I bet
I
you like
fucked that.
SpaghettiOs.
oh, dude, I love
Yeah,
SpaghettiOs.
I think I like milk and shit.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
most
I mean, I'd hope
babies.
so.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah,
Tom just said if you like milk, you're a baby.
I
No.
that's crazy because I love
Like
milk.
dinky bottles.
I
I'm just
I love milk. That's crazy. Uh, so he hits this like rolling the Finley roll, wherever you want to call it. I'm not sure, and then puts JBL through the table, and then JBL kicks out at 2. And then Finley goes to hit JBL with the steps. JBL kicks his knee out. He goes down, does the whack his face off the slot in the steps, and then bounces back up. JBL hits the clothesline from hell. 1, 2, 3, and JBL just leaves. And, like after he gets his hand raised, Swoggle like looks like he just wants to help. And Finley looks like he's concussed. so
Oh, they're both concussed, I would imagine.
so good.
Severely or minorly.
Yeah, really a great like. Imagine if that's like how you opened. Like this is your first WrestleMania, and you turn that on. So good. So fantastic.
Yeah, this match rocks. I do like. We've joked about how we only picked like one great Mania match, but this is a pretty great match. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, this
It's 2 awesome wrestlers just having a brawl.
if there was a
And yeah, like I wish there had been less of the plunder stuff. In an ideal world, this would just be
just two
like a
dudes
brawl
brawling.
street fight. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's the opener on WrestleMania. It's a soap opera storyline.
And I think the
This is
plunder
the best match you could do under these circumstances. It is funny that JBL wins.
they do use the plunder
Yeah, I
well.
was not expecting that.
It's
Fucking
pretty. It's one of another feel bad ending.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just watch this fake father get beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and his child was murdered with the flying trash can.
Do you know-
And the evil billionaire wins. I mean, it makes sense for who's booking it.
You know what else is on
But-
this Mania? It is there's Floyd Mayweather versus Big Show.
Oh, we almost watched that too. I can assure you.
Oh my god.
That's a great match. We should do that on just a regular. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it to him.
I opened up Cage Match because I was trying to see when the last time that Bradshaw, look Bradshaw, fucking hell, JBL worked a Mania.
He worked at Triple Mania, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, he
Probably did.
I was like, is this his last Mania? Technically, yes, this is his last. This is his last win.
Well, he went out in a blaze of glory,
this
man.
is his last win at Mania. He wrestles at WrestleMania 25, but
Ooh.
he loses to Ray for the Intercontinental title in 21 seconds. So
I love
That's,
WWE.
this is like his last real match.
That's not good. I don't like that.
I love WWE. I love WWE.
What if they had a real match?
20
Think about that.
That would have been awesome.
this
God, that would have rocked.
WrestleMania 25, the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. That is not how 25 number 25 works.
Dun, dun, dun. They need to bring that back. Do they still use that? I don't know.
I have no idea. No, moving on to Dom's match of the week. It is the most well known of the three, I think, absolutely. It is Owen Hart versus Bret Hart from WrestleMania 10, date 3/20/94.
What I'm talking about. I cannot believe how long ago this was.
I can't believe.
Just let me mourn for 1 second before we talk about how good it is. How long ago this was.
What year were you born?
This was a long fucking time ago, dude.
This is
This was probably my most rented videotape
WrestleMania 10.
from the old Blockbuster. Unless it like maybe not like a PG movie that had
Titties.
boobs in it,
Yeah.
like Airplane or something. Yeah, that was probably actually it. But
I mean
this was a close second.
that's
This or Great
understandable.
American Bash.
That also makes sense. Which Great American Bash?
89.
This is like I think this is they consider this one of their fucking it's one of the greatest WrestleMania matches.
Well, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
And
True.
Because this is one of the greatest WrestleMania matches.
it is. I mean, it is an all timer. This is the opener. This is this maybe the best match on the show? Oh no, the Intercontinental title match, like the famous ladder match with Razor and Shawn is also on this show. Which is, I mean, I've never seen it. I know a lot of people.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen.
Sorry, my bad.
I've never seen Razor
right.
versus Shawn. Sorry, my fault, pimp.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm old. I rented this 700 times when I was growing up, I guess, or like your age even. That's like a canonical match. That was like a, you have to see this match before you had access to everything.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Johnny,
yeah. No, I understand.
Johnny
I get
Polo's also on this show. Shouts out, Razor.
there was a jump scare when I watched the package
Oh, yeah.
where he's interviewing Owen. Yeah.
I really love this match. It's very fun. I mean, you just watch this match if you want to watch
Great
like
wrestling.
Wrestling. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. Owen is obviously the heel, and he's
Shawn versus Razor too. By the way, is really fucking good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a great match. I haven't watched it in so long. I wonder how it would hold up to someone who's been raised on insane ladder
on
matches.
Hardy Boys ladder matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's not that, but as Dom said,
I don't know.
It's really great.
That'll be.
I think there's been like an overcorrection on Shawn Michaels because he has been so bad for so long. It's like the Pixies, like their comeback album was so shitty it made me question if the Pixies were ever actually good.
The Pixies were good, but
Shawn at WrestleMania 10, very good. Coked out Shawn, pretty damn good.
Now you got me thinking about the Pixies.
Bad person, war criminal, responsible for a lot of horrible shit in modern wrestling, but yeah, that ladder match is awesome. But
very, very good.
I think this is better to me. I think this is the best match on the show.
Yeah, so the obviously not much of like, the previous two have had this like big like melodramatic thing. This is none of that. This is Owen trying to prove himself that he is better than Brett because Brett is
It's so real, man.
Brett is
so
the best there is,
and they're both
best there
so
was.
good.
This fucking match.
I do love Owen comes out with the Brett glasses. Dude, such a nice touch. And then he rips them up and I'm like, "Damn, I didn't know they could rip that easy." I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're like just like cheap like reflective plastic-ish paper, but like
yeah,
and like a shitty little string, which you can really tell.
Strong, man.
You can really tell when Brett puts them on the kid. When Brett comes out, like he comes out and puts them on the little kid, and like the little kid, first of all, doesn't look like he wants Bret Hart's glasses, but the dad really wants the kid to have Bret Hart's glasses, which is so
terrified.
funny. Yeah.
Who is this greasy muscle man?
I also just want to say here, I like Owen more than Brett. It's close, but I like Owen because he does suplexes.
Brett.
He's amazing as a heel.
I wrote down in my notes.
He is. He's a little dickhead in this. He wins. He wins in
So
his head
hateable.
the first collar and elbow tie, and he immediately goes, yeah.
So hateable.
I do think I wrote down in my notes. I was like, I'm pretty sure they used this specific shot of the Brett entrance with the like doors and everything, like forever. Like this.
Well, it's an awesome set and like entranceway.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden
This
entrance
is an
is
iconic
like
Mania.
all timer. Yeah, like you said, he wins the lockup and immediately taunts him. And it's kind of a lot of that stuff for the first early going. It's a lot of like back and forth, lockup, arm control, head scissors, standing switch, just kind of that like very basic technical wrestling, but it's just
They work it to the max, which
yeah,
when you do that, there's no way it's not good.
and
Yeah,
it's
and it makes a lot like you may have reached critical mass on that stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Every
yeah,
match starts that way, but it makes perfect sense to the story that they are doing.
right, which is
Owen wants to prove that he is a better wrestler than Brett,
mhm,
and Brett wants to prove that he is like easily a better wrestler than Owen, right?
right,
And that there's that story like undergirding what they're doing. They're not just going back and forth like through the motions. Owen's pulling hair,
yeah.
right? And he's being a
Mm-hmm.
little sniveling shit. And
He's
Brett is
being a
like
little
he's
brother.
trying to be calm. You can see it on his face. He's just trying to play his game and wrestle his match
He's
because he
trying to be
knows he's better.
the big brother. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, it is important to note that if you go back and watch this match, oh, fucking Jerry Lawler and Vince McMahon are the most unbearable two humans on commentary ever, I
Yeah, put on
think.
some music.
Yeah, mute it, really. There's like, don't get me wrong, there are some good one-liners back and forth. Uh, Later, King is talking about Stu and Helen Hart, and he says, "quote I wouldn't believe them if their tongues were notarized," which I thought was very funny, very funny.
Yeah.
But like,
Before King just became a sex. Actually, he's already a sex pest by this point. I can't even say that he
yeah,
has the charges. He at
Oh yeah,
least
he's worse than a
yeah
pest.
yeah,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
yeah,
He at least makes a chuckle.
yeah.
He gets a chuckle out sometimes.
That's the thing though,
He
is
rips
like
apart like Stu Hart and Helen Hart. Those old fucks. Oh,
he for every fucking like one line that you find funny, there's 5 minutes of just the most unbearable bullshit. And like,
A lot of it too is like that voice that he just affected
ah,
all of a
ah,
sudden.
yeah.
Yeah. Like if you go back and watch like Memphis promos or even like the very early
yeah,
Lawler commentary, all of a sudden he just gets
gets to
so high pitched. And
and
then Vince is also,
Vince is
leaning into his
booming,
worst.
yeah, booming
Yeah.
bullshit. He's whoa, yeah,
It's almost
And
like
you don't need to say anything during this match. We do
yeah.
not need you to explain to us what is happening. This is a very simple story being executed like by two actual masters.
Mm-hmm.
goddamn. Well,
It's just
turn on some
like
music. That's the
it's almost like how does how did he have a company about wrestling when he clearly knew jack shit fuck about wrestling, huh?
he bought it from his
Mr.
dad.
McMahon. Yeah, that's a good point.
Um, I do love like you said, like Owens being a little shit, and it finally gets to the point where Brett like has to clothesline Owen over the top rope, and that's like the real first like aggression moment you get.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. The first salvo is he's goaded, but he takes the bait.
And I love that like Owen tries to kind of like he's not even like they make it the sound on commentary like he's running away, but he does the flip over the top rope and he's just kind of like aimlessly like standing in the ramp area and Brett like goes out and gets him and like throws him back in. And like you said, like that is the first real intensity moment. And they get in and then they start shoving each other. And then Brett slaps him. And
I thought it was Owen that slaps him.
is it Owen? I thought it was Brett. I
I think
listen.
I think the first slap that goes off is Owen. That is way harder and louder than he expected because he immediately makes the little brother like oh shit face and like backs up into the ropes like I'm sorry.
Yeah, there it It's the like end of the mat stuff is a
Mhm.
big ass fucking Owen slap.
They
And it rules.
Yeah.
they like he like gets him in a 2, and then Owen hits a leg lariat, which I thought was very nice.
Well, that was one of Owen's trademark big moves, right?
Mhm.
The big wheel kick.
And uh Owen hits a headbutt. I assume so. I don't know. I've not seen enough Owen Hart. I'm gonna be honest. That'd be an Aubie question purely.
Oh yeah, that was that's the Japan influence.
Yeah.
He had already been to New Japan by this point.
Um.
Insanely talented wrestler and unlocked fully as a heel. He's so good as a heel.
I love when he puts the camel clutch on Brett, and then like Brett like sits up and battles up to where his arms are free, but like Owen just keeps the choke on. I thought that was like a really cool touch of like Brett still being able to get out of like the clutch portion of the camel
Yeah,
clutch.
I know it's so said to death about Bret Hart. Everyone has complimented Bret Hart on everything and every Hart family member, but like everything they do does make sense. It is like
The
damn,
it's the
that
one
shit's
It's
thing
good.
so good, man. Yeah, it deserves to be repeated over and over because people still don't understand. Like
the
that's
the
how you do it.
the thing that
Mm-hmm.
I think is lost in like even in people who currently work that are like big Bret Hart praisers, which is like the some of the things that Bret or even any of the Harts or anybody that trained at the Hart like family dungeon really does well is not like of course they're all technically sound, but it's being able to do the little things and all being able to work logically. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of that has been lost. Anybody can be technically sound. If you put any of the three of us in a wrestling camp for 6 months, we could all be sound, solid wrestlers, especially if it was like, Stu training us in the dungeon,
I
right?
quit first day, man, when he flipped my egg with a cat shit spatula and
He told me that story, and I was like, man, his old ass probably just didn't even fucking
stretch
realize.
you out and give you the oil check. I know he was doing that shit.
He was doing sugar hole, just sticking his thumb up your butt, and he was like, I'm not even, I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just doing this because to train you, bro.
uh,
Fucking
Brett
awful.
Brett gets the belly to belly. Oh no, I scrolled too far. Um, and then like Owen hits the crossbody. Brett rolls through, and
Oh,
then
his little after Owen gets the control, that's exactly what Dom is talking about, man. Like everything makes sense, everything is in the right place. There's that roll through. He does that 3 or 4 times. These just little hope spots
Uh-huh.
hmm
while Owen is kicking his ass that are like absolutely perfectly placed and executed and make sense.
he I love the like when Owen gets the like standing switch on Brett and then hits like the bridging German. I think that's another one of those moments like you're talking about that is like ideal for the the being technically sound and like understanding how to maneuver and everything logically.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Very good. I love when so Owen like goes for the sharpshooter, but Brett just like punches him.
Don't use my
Yeah.
move,
It's
bro.
so good.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like
It's the perfect counter. I mean, everyone should have always done that. The
so
flare too.
Brett
Punch him in
like
the head.
Brett gets slingshotted to the outside or slingshots himself, I should say, and lands and he hurts his like knee, his leg, and this is Owens like opening, right? Like, what does Brett need the most in his offense? It is his legs, because if he doesn't have the legs to squat, you can't do the sharpshooter. And then even more so, if you're going to do the sharpshooter to him, you have that opportunity because he's already got the leg pain.
Uh-huh.
So he like as soon as he hurts the leg, Owen is like a shark with blood in the water. He works that thing over as much as possible, wraps it around the ring post. He gets back in the ring and then like Brett is like limping and he like mocks him like right behind him with the limp, which I thought was like beautiful heel work. Uh,
Pretty much.
hits the hits the dragon screw. This is where I wrote that I had the big pop for the three guys in the front row. Uh, with each individually had a different letter of W, W, F, and it just looked like it was on there in colored duct tape almost. I thought that was very funny. He gets the figure four on Brett, and Brett is like tries to roll him over to reverse it, but then they like Owen is able to gator roll it, so he still has the finisher, but they get to the ropes, and so it causes both of them to break the hold with the ropes.
I love. How many times does he do the sharpshooter? Is this the last time he tries it, Mr. Owen?
I believe so. Well, I'm like trying to go through my
Yeah.
notes.
Sorry.
No, so he you get there's some more stuff. So Brett like hits the bulldog out of the
Uh-huh.
corner. Um,
Beautiful.
I also wrote down that like something I noticed, which is that the mic for the ring is so either I don't know if it's like picking up the pin like the slapping of the mat for the pins more clearly, or if it's just where the placement of Earl Hebner is when he's pinning, or like when he's counting the pin, but it is like
Uh-huh.
so loud. Maybe the loudest I've ever heard. Um, Brett hits a pile driver. Owen kicks out, and then they go up, hit the superplex, and then Brett goes for a sleeper hold, and that's when Owen uh kicks backwards and kicks him. I wrote right in the nads.
Right in the fucking
Oh, he does the
nads.
low blow mule kick, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
And
he
before this happens, there are two separate incredible Brett comebacks.
yeah
This is the cutoff to the second one.
he and then that's when he puts Brett in the sharpshooter, and I love the way that he like forces his way out of the sharpshooter and gets it on Owen. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say I love how he uses his fucking legs to just push him down. Like, man, fuck you, man. Fuck.
yeah.
Just force him right out.
And then
It's real.
that's so Owen gets the ropes. They go over the corner, uh, and he Owen goes up to his shoulders, and then he does the famous finish of the like roll through, pins Brett, and like gets the three count, but like not like it's a sneaky three, right? Like this isn't like
It's a legitimately shot. It's a shocking finish.
yeah
Seeing that he works again later this Mania, and he wins. He wins the bet.
yeah
It was the world title, yeah.
yeah. Brett wrestles Yokozuna in the main, which is famously not a great match.
Oh,
Um,
really? I had no idea.
oh yeah, I saw somebody say that it was a worse main event than the Cena and Cody main event from
Wow.
this
People
year.
need to respect Yokozuna, bro.
I mean, if you look at the match on Cage Match too, I mean, it's not overall very. It's got a 4.72. It's not a well
Out of
liked
5.
out of 10, unfortunately. And I mean they do wrestle several more times against each other. They do wrestle They wrestle in a cage match. I bet that match rocks. They have an Action Zone match. That one's probably sick too. And then they have a no
Brett
holds.
versus Owen cage match. That sounds awesome.
They have a no holds barred
Oh yeah, that's a
match.
great match too.
Yeah, that's according to, well, I don't know if that's the next
They've got
match.
that Action Zone tag too. That's
Is
Brett and Bulldog against Owen and Backlund. That's really great.
Oh, I bet that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the best tag matches of that era.
The the
Awesome.
the steel cage match from Wrestling Observer Newsletter has a 5-star rating, whereas this match has a 4 3/4. So it's just missing something a little bit from old Daddy Dave. Um, I mean, it's an all timer, right? Like this is probably the match. Like if I say Brett Owen, this is the match that comes to most people's minds, I think. Um,
Yeah. Well, it's Mania.
it's
Mm-hmm.
Mania. It's got the most unique finish, I think, with
It's
the
also
way
10
Owen.
minutes shorter than that cage match,
Hmm.
so it's a little tighter.
Yeah, and I mean, it's tight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this match has a total of 710 valid votes on Cage Match, and is sitting at a 9.46. Uh, of those, 436 of them are 10s. The lowest rating is a 5. And I don't know. Uh, yeah, it's just probably somebody who. It says, I don't think it was anything too great to watch in 2025. Just a mediocre match I watched like 2 months ago. I think I don't remember anything about it. Just Owen winning, and it was a whatever. People seem to like it though. That's okay, I guess. But I don't care about this match that much. It's still that new generation era wrestling, pretty limited and basic on holds. And based on holds, sorry, and boring stuff. We evolved so much since then. Bret Hart had a better match with Shawn Michaels at Mania 12. It was all right.
All right, stop. This guy up against the wall.
Uh,
I mean, it was all horrible, but I can't.
does it help if I tell
Brett Shawn Mania 12.
does it help you if I tell you that his name on Cage Match is New Era Lover? And I'm
What? I don't even get.
He's
Whatever.
9 years old. It doesn't matter. You can't get mad about a cage match review. But yeah, this is a great match that would
He
appeal
is
to
9 years old.
every type of fan,
sorry, I'm getting caught up
I
on
think,
fucking Cage
except
Match
for the
here.
new era lover.
Dude, he rated Hulk Hogan as a 7 and Byron Saxton as a 7. Oh my god. Something,
See, this is why democracy has failed.
dude, yep, that's, anyway, holy, wrestling is cooked. Wrestling is fucking cooked, guys.
Wrestling.
Yeah,
Mhm.
wrestling. Um,
Everything is cooked, bro.
mo-
Let's play the cage match game.
moving on, monkey points. I didn't ask Dom, but I assume you didn't have any because you didn't
Nope.
bring anything
No,
up.
no, sir.
Moving on to the cage match game. It is my pick this week. We have decided that we are going to end the game once somebody gets over 10 points. Dom is at 9, Obby is at 7, I am at 1. Either Dom or Obby could clear it up this week. Dom
I'll try.
only needs to get the last cage match review, and he can clear it. Obby needs to get it on the first cage match review at least to win. So much tighter for Obby than it is for Dom here. Are you guys ready for the current overall rating for this wrestler?
Yes.
It is a 8.83.
Trevor Lee.
It is not Trevor Lee.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
It is not Macho Man Randy Savage. Are you guys ready for the first review?
Yes.
This is a 10.0. The best wrestler in the business today, and for the past few years. He's superb in the ring, can make anyone look good, he can sell, and is funny in promos. Bit disappointing that some of his matches include finisher kickouts, but that happens all over the wrestling world these days, so I
MJF.
won't deduct a point off my rating for that. If I wrote a top 100 matches of all time, he would feature in there at least 10 times. No, it is not MJF.
He had to keep it pushing. Um, if you really say I'm finisher kickouts, brother. I mean,
Listen, that's the reason I went with this one first, because it is very vague. Because
yes.
let's be honest, finisher kickouts does not narrow fucking shit down. I'm sorry. Like,
It does not. I don't know what he's talking about. Fucking everyone does that or some shit.
yeah, I mean, some people, like, depending on where you're at or what you're booked as, like, some people save it. But anyway, not the point.
Uh, who the Yokozuna.
It is not Yokozuna. are,
This is crazy.
are you guys ready for the second review?
Let's go.
Yes.
It is a 3.0.
Jesus.
One of the biggest charisma vacuums in the business. I'm a good wrestler. Yeah, that's his whole gimmick. But just like many other from the place where he wrestles in, all these wrestlers get no pop. His tag team member, on the other hand, is a killer as a solo heel, and maybe he could learn something from him. The only time this guy has become interesting is when he was a chicken shit heel in his faction, and that was great. But outside of that, this guy just sucks as an entertainer. He is great in ring, but so are a million other guys.
Is this Sami Zayn?
This is not Sami Zayn.
It's got to be a Japanese guy. I thought I knew it until you said something about a tag team partner.
Uh-huh.
This sounds like probably a promotion that I'm not watching. Kushida.
It is not Kushida. Uh, his gimmick is not just a good wrestler. His gimmick is Marty McFly.
I like I
Oh,
like
that's right. That's right. Well, I was
like
thinking
that
Shibata,
picture.
but I have no idea if he was ever a chicken shit heel in a faction.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
When he was in the Mackay Club, was he chicken shit? I don't even. Probably not. He probably still just punched people.
Yeah, he's just Shibata, yeah. Are you guys ready for the last and
Did
final
Dom
review?
guess on that one?
Yeah, he said Sami
Oh
Zayn.
yeah, he guessed Yokozuna.
No, he said
Yeah.
Yokozuna on the first one. He said Sami Zayn on the second one.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right, you guys ready for the third and final review?
Oh Jesus, yes.
It is a 9.0. One of the greatest performers in his company. He's beloved as one of the biggest underdogs, but he can also be as hated as a sly and conniving heel. Track record speaks for itself and was involved in some of the best matches of this current era. His match with with Andrade remains my favorite match of all time. I'll give you the Andrade thing because I feel like the last one was a little too vague. So at least
Andrade? What?
this guy has wrestled Andrade.
Dear God, Brady, what the hell have you brought here today? A chicken shit heel in a faction with no gimmick except good wrestler
And he
who comes from a land of no pop. That could be Japan or TNA.
I was thinking NXT.
True. Hmm. I'm still thinking it's a Japanese guy. What's the Japanese guy who has wrestled Andrade? See, I don't know, man. I'm not watching this shit.
Yeah.
See, that was part of my. I'll explain it after.
Brady's trying to get this point at all costs.
Gotta extend the game, brother.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
It is not Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm gonna say something stupid. Is it Danielson?
It is not Bryan Danielson, unfortunately. Are you guys ready for who this is?
Uh-huh.
It is Johnny Gargano.
I
You were you were
I
beating a
fucking
you guys
Well,
thinking about
you
well,
guys
that
Johnny.
were
no pop
beating
thing is
around the
highly
bush.
accurate.
Yeah, you guys were beating around the bush for so long, and I
Dude,
was
I
like,
was like, no fucking way, it's Johnny Gargano. I should have.
so obviously like you have the tag team partner who's the killer as a solo heel, which is Tommaso Ciampa. Uh, the I doubt you guys know anything about the Way, but that was his faction.
No,
Um,
not a single thing.
and I mean, you were right
We're
all
just
along.
bringing the worst wrestlers on earth now.
You did say
That's what
land
we're
of
doing.
no pop, like you were like, where's the no pop? And you said NXT. Um,
I said TNA.
I know, but Dom, like that's what I'm saying. Like you
Yeah.
guys were like beating around the bush the whole time, and I was like,
When I heard Land of No Pop for him, I thought Evolve.
I mean, technically,
Oh yeah, I
yes.
was at some of those shows. That's some of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life.
Like Johnny Gargano was a big
Ethan
evolve
Page
guy.
trying to heal to 18 people to the sound of coughs.
Johnny
Jesus.
Johnny
Evolve was
Gargano,
certainly the land of no pop.
big evolve guy, really big NXT guy.
What
Uh,
didn't evolve? They booked in the church and shit, and it just was
uh, yeah, I don't
a
know.
fucking big ass church.
I
Uh,
remember that they ran this venue in Florida that just had like fake ferns everywhere.
was it the FCW arena?
Probably.
Because the FCW arena definitely had like fake ass palm trees everywhere.
It was
Um,
bad. I've been to some silent Evolve shows.
I listen.
For sure.
I don't hate Johnny Gargano the way that some people do. I understand all of his criticisms. But I'm not like sitting here like shitting down the guy's throat necessarily. But
He's
to say if
he's very bad.
to
I
s-
will.
to say listen, I think
Dom,
he
thoughts on Johnny Gargano?
Um, I think that gif him do what is it with Jonah or whatever the fuck, and they do the Rana
oh
cartwheel, and they
yeah
look at each other. That's awful.
the like here's the thing about Johnny Gargano. I don't think he's ever gonna bring like I don't think he's ever gonna show up on the podcast for me other than this. You know, like I'm never gonna
I'm gonna
bring
bring
it.
a Johnny Gargano versus Drew McIntyre street fight
Yeah,
from
I'm
Evolve.
not fucking doing that, brother. I'll be honest with you. If I'm bringing an Evolve match, it's like one of the Finley matches from Evolve. You know what I mean? It's we're
Respect it.
we're watching something
Jaka, he was badass.
we're watching something good, right? Like it's but to say if you wrote a top 100 matches of all time that Gargano would feature in there at least 10 times, you need to watch more wrestling. Okay? you That's insane. I don't think
Or log off.
if
Come
I
outside.
wrote out 100 greatest matches, I don't think Gargano would break the top 100. I've watched matches where I've enjoyed him. I don't think I would consider them great.
I like his first entrance theme. Don't go digging or
Rebel
whatever.
Heart?
No, don't go digging from Evolve. It was
Oh,
like it's one of his indie ones.
I thought you were talking about the like I
No, no.
have you ever listened to Rebel Heart?
I don't wanna.
It's honestly it's good. You would like it. It's like pop punk. It's fun.
Okay, I probably would like it, but I don't wanna. But then that's embarrassing. I'm like, I
You have
enjoy
to
Johnny
yeah, you have to
Gargano's.
yeah, I
Yeah,
hear you.
straight up.
Um he he is like I was trying the reason I got to Johnny Gargano was I was like, "Oh fuck, I need to find a wrestler." So I went to the wrestlers tab on Cage Match
And
and
you're looking for ass.
I scrolled all the way down on the first page and you know his number 99 on the first page not sorted by anything? It is
Probably Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano. Surrounded by So from 100 up, we have Mr. Anderson, Johnny Gargano, Braun Strowman, Fit Finlay, Misawa, Eddie Kingston, Randy Savage, Matt Cardona, Matt Sydal.
Randy Savage.
It's not sorted by
He's-
this is not sorted by rating. Okay,
Oh, okay.
Randy Savage is rated much higher than
I
Johnny
was about to hang
Gargano.
up.
The File Under Fire canceled.
Wrestling is dead.
Um, so fucking so funny. Yeah, no, I mean Kenta Kobashi is rated number one on Cage Match. He is the sole holder by a .02 over Mitsuharu Misawa. Fuck, dude, yeah, that I hate to get like I hate getting points that way. Like that's the only way I've gotten points now. So I'm up to 2, which means the Cage Match game continues.
It rolls on.
It shall continue. Yes.
We should get Benjamin to pick next week.
He's gonna bring
And
some
we're all
fucking
guessing.
bullshit. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
gonna
we can absolutely do that. Yeah, that's a good way to announce
It would
it.
be fun. I would be down to do that. Yeah.
Good way to announce. We're bringing on a guest next week, just for fun, with no theme. Just we're bringing
He's
on.
our friend.
Yeah, he's our
He's
friend,
cool.
and we put a bunch of our friends' names on a wheel, and Avi spun the
Spin the
wheel,
wheel and make the deal, baby.
and Ben won, and so Ben will be on the podcast next week. He we've already started talking. I don't know. By the way, I don't know when next week is gonna be. I think we need to say that. I have no idea if we're gonna do it this weekend or following weekend. I have no fucking clue.
We'll
I think
figure
we
it.
need to flood the streets, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So
What do you guys think about 9/11?
I forgot about that.
Not much.
I forgot you were gonna say that that the Owen Brett match.
I forgot too. That's why I just only brought it up now.
I forgot.
Do the math. Do the math
Do
live
the
on podcast. How far from 9/11 were all 3 of our matches? Whose match was the farthest from 9/11?
Uh,
Oh fuck. Tell me the years again.
it's a quick easy way to know is it's a tie.
7 years in both directions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dom's and your match
shit.
are both 7 years opposite directions.
Wow.
I would not.
90
Yeah, wow.
because Owen Brett
Everything
is 90.
changed.
Owen Brett is 94. 7 years from then would be 2001, and then 7 years from then would be 2008.
From I want to beat my brother to this dead guy's in hell.
You're
9/11, baby.
He's not in heaven. He's
9/11.
in hell. All timer. Real quick, dude of the week. We're not giving it to a listener this week. We are straying from the path this week. It is going to Black Terry, R.I.P. Maybe one of the most one of the luchadors we probably should have already talked about on this damn podcast.
It's been close a couple times, but yeah, I wish I had.
Yeah, all-timer guy for pretty much all of his career.
There will never be another Black Terry.
Not a
I don't
chance.
think. No way.
So Black Terry, R.I.P. You
Go
are.
read Lucha Blogs.
Yeah,
obituary.
his obituary write-up.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. You are dude of the week. It are very nicely phrased praise for you, sir. Yeah,
Dude, all time, dude. One of the dudes of all time. One of the dudes rock dudes
Mm-hmm.
of history.
Yeah, join us next week. I think that'll be Monday. I have no fucking clue. For a episode where we talk with Ben about some cool wrestling. And yeah, we've already started picking our matches for that. So that'll be fun. Can't wait for that. And yeah, other than that, go read Yard Subject to Change. Go check out all our socials. Subscribe, like, comment. Please push us into the algorithm. I'd love you more than ever. I don't know how that
Yes,
works, but
The
please.
world
I don't know how it
needs.
works.
the world needs to listen to this podcast because it's fucking
fun.
hilarious. All right. Yeah. Do all of that, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.
Go with God.